As you know, for lookup the values, normally we use VLOOKUP function in case our database vertical wise. And for horizontal database, we use normally HLOOKUP function. But there is limitation in both functions, which is VLOOKUP function only work from left to right and HLOOKUP function only work from up to down. So how can we find values from right to left or down to up? We can do this with the help of index match function if we use both functions together. For example, on your screen, you can see database. We have employee ID, national ID, employee name, and basic salary. So firstly, I will use simple example. I have employee ID and I want to find employee name. So here I will use index match function together. So here I will use equal index bracket. The first argument is array. So instead of I select all this database, I will select only employee name because I want to find employee name. So here I will select this, comma. Next argument is row number. So instead of enter the row number, here I will use match function. Match bracket. In match function, the first argument is lookup value. So I'm looking employee name on basis of employee ID. So I will select this employee ID and my lookup array is employee ID, which is A4 to A22, comma, and I want to exactly match, so I will write it here 0 bracket close for match function. The third argument of index function is column number. Here I will ignore this column number and I will close another bracket for index and press enter. And you can see I got the employee name Alfred. So here I will enter another employee ID, for example 18002, and I got the employee name John. In our first example, we simply find employee name on basis of employee ID. Now we will see how this formula is working. If I double click this formula, Excel will find this employee ID in this lookup array, which is on this position. Then it will jump on employee name and give us this result John in this cell when we press enter. This kind of result we can also get it by using VLOOKUP function. But as you know, VLOOKUP function cannot work from right to left. It only works from left to right. So in our next example, if we enter national ID here, then index match function return us employee ID. So if we go to the database, here you can notice we have national ID on the right side and employee ID on the left side. So in this scenario, VLOOKUP function cannot be work. So here we will use index match function. For example, if I enter any national ID here 35202-114, and here I will use index match function, index bracket. Now I want to find employee ID, so my array is A4 to A22, comma. My next argument is row number. Here I will use match function, match bracket, and this is my lookup value, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, and I want to exactly match 0 bracket close for match function, second bracket close for index function, and press enter. And you can see I got the employee ID 18004. Its main index match function can easily work from right to left and left to right. So now we have another example. If I enter national ID, then I must get it employee ID, employee name, and basic salary at the same time. How can we do this? Here we will use index match function. So I will write it any national ID here, for example 35202-115. And here I will use index match function to find employee ID equal index bracket. I want to find employee ID, so I will select this array, comma, Here I will use match function bracket. My lookup value is this one, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, 0 exactly match, bracket close for match function, and second bracket close for index function, press enter. And here I got it employee ID. Next one, I want to find employee name. So I will use again index match function, index bracket, and I want to find employee name. So this time my array is employee name, comma. Here I will use match function bracket, my lookup value national ID, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, 0 bracket close for match function and second bracket close for index function, and press enter. Here I got it employee name. The next one is basic salary. I will use again index match function equal index bracket. This time my array is basic salary. So I will select this, comma, match function bracket. My lookup value is national ID, comma, and this time my lookup array national ID B42 B22, comma, exactly match 0 bracket close for match function and second bracket close for index function, press enter, and I got basic salary. So if I change national ID here 35202-121, and you can see I got employee ID, employee name, and basic salary at the same time. If we go to the database, this is my employee ID, and this is national ID, this is employee name Alfred, and this is basic salary. We have exactly correct information. Similarly, if I enter another national ID 35202-129, press enter, you can see at the same time we have updated information. If we go to this database, this is national ID, and this is employee ID, this is employee name, and this is basic salary. So in this way you can use index match function in your vertical wise database. On your screen you can see another database which is horizontal wise. Normally we use HLOOKUP function, and you already know HLOOKUP function only work from up to down. So with the help of index match function, we will find our values from up to down and down to up. We will go over first simple example. We have employee ID and we want to find employee name. So I will delete this and I will enter employee ID here, which is exist in this database 18020, and here I will use index match function equal index bracket. Firstly, I will select the array. I want to find employee name. So this is my array, comma. In the row number argument, I will use match function. I'm looking for employee ID. This is my lookup value, and this is my lookup array, comma. I want to exactly match 0 bracket close and second bracket close for index function. Press enter, and you can see I got the employee name here. So if we go to the database, this is our employee ID and this is our employee name. Similarly, if I enter another employee ID, for example 18023, press enter, and you can see we have updated employee name here. And if we go to the database, this is employee ID and this is employee name. As you know, we can also find the same kind of result with the help of HLOOKUP function. And we have already discussed HLOOKUP function can only work from up to down. It cannot be worked from down to up. So right now our next example is we have national ID and we want to find employee ID. So in this case we are going to find our values from down to up. So here I will delete this and here I will enter the national ID which is exist in our horizontal database, for example this one, and here I will use index bracket, and right now I'm looking for employee ID. This is my array, comma, here I will use match function, bracket, this is my lookup value, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, 0 because I want to exactly match, bracket close, and second bracket close for index function, and press enter. And you can see I got the employee ID on basis of national ID. So in this way you can find your value from down to up. And our third example, if we entered any national ID from horizontal database, then index match return us employee ID, employee name, and basic salary. So I will delete this first, and I will enter. So I will enter here national ID dash 132, press enter. Here I will use index match function equal index bracket. The first argument is array. So I want to find employee ID. This is my employee ID array, comma. Here I will use match function, bracket, and this is my lookup value, and this is my lookup array, comma, exact match 0, bracket close for match function, bracket close for index function, and press enter. I got the employee ID here. So next one is employee name. Here I will use again index function, index bracket. This time my array is employee name. So I will select this one, comma. Here I will use match function, bracket. This is my lookup value, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, 0, exact match, bracket close, and second bracket close for index function, press enter. And I got the employee name. Similarly, here in the basic salary, I will use again index match function. And right now my array is basic salary, so I will select this one, comma. Now I will use match function, bracket. Again, this is my lookup value, comma, and this is my lookup array, comma, 0, exact match, bracket close, and second bracket close for index function, and press enter. And you can see I got the basic salary. So whenever I change the national ID, for example 35202-135, press enter. At the same time we have updated our database. So in this way you can use your index match function in the replacement of VLOOKUP function and HLOOKUP function.